Hi, today I want to talk about your mind and how to use it better. If you want to know how to make better use of your mind, then stick around. The interesting thing about life is that the most important asset which we possess by far is our conscious awareness. No conscious awareness means no meaningful life. However, most of us have no understanding of how the mind works. So how then can we make our mind work better when we do not understand how it works in the first place? And science is not of much help here either, since even the most advanced scientific instruments only measure brain activity, but little more than that. A scientist can tell you where your speech center is, or your auditory center, but they cannot tell you what the meaning of life is, or how to tune your brain up to deliver peak performance. So instead, we have to rely upon depth psychology and its findings. Depth psychology is about the study of the human mind from a practical perspective. Psychologists and psychotherapists observe people and attempt to put together theories that may explain their behavior. These theories could of course be wrong to a certain degree, but they're probably reasonably close to the actual reality of who we are. What modern psychology tells us is that we have at least two minds and many subpersonalities. Our ego mind, the self, the person now watching this video, is your conscious self. You have been influenced by certain belief systems, cultural values, life experiences, and of course your own native intelligence. You are capable of independent thought, and like it or not, you are at the helm of the ship. The other branch of your mind is called the subconscious mind, and this is the self that lies below conscious awareness. The subconscious mind has no personality as such, although many subpersonalities live in your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind looks after all sorts of small yet important details, such as breathing and maintaining heart rate, for example. Also, the subconscious mind never sleeps and never tires. If you can get the subconscious mind working for you, great things will be achieved. But the subconscious mind is pretty dumb. It simply follows whatever instructions you send it, and it is easily programmed early in life by whatever predominant environmental factors were present in and around you. During the first 8 years of life, the conscious personality is grown and the subconscious is programmed. The greatest challenge that we face as human beings is that our subconscious mind is largely programmed with irrelevant and useless information and a bunch of self-defeating beliefs. The first challenge we have with learning to use our mind is to get our subconscious on our side. The reason for this is because the subconscious mind is very powerful. You may have had the experience of working late or studying hard and finding out that night that you were dreaming about your work or your studies. Now this is a great thing because it means that you have become so focused that your subconscious mind is now also focused upon your daily activities. Now why, you might ask, is this good for you? It's good for you because your intellect, your ego are the brains in the machine, whereas your subconscious mind is the brawn. You are good at making sense of things and making strategic decisions, but you are not so good at working endlessly hard, and indeed you shouldn't be. One of the great failures of modern education is in forcing students to study hard and make them think that's all about working hard, grinding it out and forcing facts into your brain and making you sweat as you force your mind to grow. But this goes against nature. By nature, you are supposed to orientate yourself and choose what you want to achieve, and then you're meant to train your subconscious mind to do the heavy lifting. This is a rational, normal way of doing things. How many managing directors lift heavy boxes around the factory floor? Not many. In everyday life, the managing director directs his or her personnel to do certain things, while other employees, usually the burly ones, lift the heavy boxes. Now don't they? Well, it's the same thing with your mind. You are supposed to make up your mind, and then your subconscious mind is supposed to do the heavy lifting. Your mind is not designed to work tirelessly, but your subconscious mind is. And of course, your subconscious mind is not designed for high-level thinking, but you are. The key to understanding your subconscious mind and how it operates is the paradigm. The paradigm means the beliefs we have about life, the stories which we tell ourselves about how life is. Whether you are abundant or fearful, whether you are anxious or laid back, whether you are confident or unconfident. These are all beliefs passed down to you as concepts when you're a young child. The trouble here is that the young child simply accepts whatever they are told, and the adults around us are often parroting negative beliefs which they picked up from their elders when they were kids. You don't have to look too far to see this at work. Look at how many people around you who are complaining about the weather, the economy, society in general, all the big bad things which have happened to them or to people in their life and so forth. We learn early in life to be fearful and anxious. Our elders say things like life is hard and life is competitive. And behind this lies beliefs that are putting into young kids fear and lack. So if you want to command your subconscious mind, if you want to get it working for you, then you have to shift your paradigm. Okay, so let's go. What do I have to do to change my paradigm then? I hear you say. Well, it's not quite that simple, as there's one tiny little thing that you have to fix before you can change your paradigm, and this is your inner critic. So what is the inner critic? Well, the inner critic is a subpersonality. Remember I mentioned them earlier? Well, it's a subpersonality that you develop as a young kid, and it's designed to keep you obeying society and doing the right thing. Your conscience is your inner critic, or should I say, it's the good side of your inner critic. Wanting to fit in with society and not hurt others is your conscience, and this is very useful. However, the downside of the inner critic is the self-criticism in overdrive, and in this case the inner critic holds us back and belittles us. So how can we fix the inner critic? The inner critic has to be put back in its box, and to do so we have to work on reducing it, making it smaller, as we cannot destroy it. That just won't work. Rather, we have to reduce it, and also we need to boost ourselves a little along the way. If you ever buy a car or a motorbike, you will receive a nice thick little book with pretty diagrams and pictures of working parts of your vehicle, and in the back of this thick little book, your owner's manual, will be a few pages entitled Servicing, where the book gives you advice on when to service your vehicle and what you have to do to service your vehicle. Well, here we are in our mind, a user's manual, and now we're going to take a look at how we service our mind and what should we do to service our mind. First of all, unlike a car or a bike, you have to service your mind every day. Every day you need to work on reducing negative thinking, boosting your self-worth with auto-suggestion and mind feed being good books and videos and good company. You need to develop a connection between your conscious and subconscious mind via developing the alpha state, which is achieved through relaxation, conscious visualization and auto-suggestion. And you need to learn about yourself. You learn about yourself by becoming a more self-reflective person. You start diary writing, you start attending self-help workshops, reading good self-help books, and watching nice self-help videos. You need to expand your paradigm by reading and watching more widely philosophical subjects, not scholastic philosophy books and videos, but rather content which makes you think in a bigger and broader way about life in general. For developing a bigger, more expansive worldview will make you more philosophical, and a philosophical outlook will give you a balanced way to look at life. A part of this bigger outlook is gratitude, where you learn to appreciate what you've got going for your life, which will help you appreciate more and criticize less, and which will help you manage to keep moving forward even when challenges appear in life. So servicing the human mind is a pretty big effort. No 6,000 mile services here. You have to service every mile of your life journey, and that's how it should be. As the most advanced species on the planet, it is reasonable that we should have to make an effort to service our minds. If you look around this channel, you'll find many resources which will help you to boost yourself and reduce the inner critic and so forth. So feel free to look around. Most importantly, Make a committed effort today to work on your mind, as it truly is your greatest asset. Finally, the most amazing thing about being a human being is that each person has a unique operating system. In the world of smartphones, mainly we have Apple I/O and Android. But in the human race, each human being, all 7 odd billion of us, has a different operating system, as our brains have been adapted uniquely according to our particular life circumstances, our genetic predispositions, and the choices which we've made along the way, all of which have helped to map out our brains so that they work in a certain kind of way. So while in this video I can paint the big strokes, ultimately the small strokes of the picture that is your life can only be fleshed out by you. And in order to do this, you have to take time to learn about yourself, work on yourself over time and on a daily basis. If you do this, if you follow this advice, you'll find that you can take charge of your mind. You can grow and learn about your mind, and you can find out how to operate your mind. You will find that as you service your mind, unlike a car or a bike which can at best only be brought to factory fit level, if you use this owner's manual of your mind, you'll find that you can achieve something which you could never achieve on a car or a bike. For a car or a bike, when serviced well, will simply work to its optimum level that it was designed to work from the factory. But as a human being, there's no end to what we can achieve. As we service the mind becomes better and sharper and more effective. And for as long as you live, every day you can become a bigger and better version of yourself. And that's a hell of a thing. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you like it. And I'll talk to you next time.